Hey YouTube, it's Luke Salazar, and today I'm going to show you how to make a Batman mask.
To start off with making the cowl, I got a file from Thingiverse, and I put it in my 3D printer, loaded it up, scaled it to right size my head, and I just printed it overnight. So you can tell in the frame it's pretty dark out, and that's because most of my lights are turned off besides the one right next to the printer so you can see it printing. Honestly, I think I did an alright job with this. I could have leveled the bed better, and I can honestly just modify my printer more. Might have a video on that later if I end up doing it, and I think it's something I should share on here. So to start off, after you have it printed, you're gonna sand down the edges of the prints where they're connected to each other. Obviously, I can't print a whole Batman cowl in my printer. It's not big enough for that. So you have to cut them up and print them individually. And here I'm gluing it together after sanding down with super glue. And honestly, it works pretty well. You don't want to be very particular at this stage of making the cowl, because this alignment of these prints will affect the parts down the line, and you'll see that later as I fresh it with some gaps because I didn't glue it together better. I would say here what I should have done would have been to glue the top of my head and my jaw together before connecting to the front face of my head, so those two would have been lined up and I wouldn't be having this mismatch that I'm having here. After you have it all glued up, you're going to move on to adding filler and smoothing it down between the individual print pieces. Here I use like filler that you'd use for like walls and whatnot if you like dented it. Honestly, don't do this. There's put a picture up, but the like Bondo glazing and spot putty, I think is the name. And that's honestly going to be way better. I'm going to do that next time I make a 3D printed cowl or anything 3D printed that I really care about the aesthetics of. You can see here I'm just sanding it down, trying to make it as like seamless as possible, but this filler kind of makes it hard on me, as well as the last stage where I didn't align it properly. So those are two tips I should give you based on my experience here. So after I have it all sanded up, I come in with a fillable and sandable primer and just spray it on the mask, and then I'll again sand it down and spray it again until it gets a good smoothness that I like. You can tell I made this in March since I'm wearing sweats and a sweater while building this. I could not do that right now. It's 100 plus every day where I'm from, and not just 100 plus, but there's mosquitoes out in my garage all the time. So I just gotta time when I'm in there, right? To record myself painting this, and there's no way I can go back in time, 4 months to record myself, so I'm just gonna obviously same steps as before for the primer, but except for black spray paint. I think this is like the real cheap like dollar spray paint you can get at Lowe's, and it had a nice sheen to it that I liked, so I was like, hey, why not, why just use it? So I did, and right here you can see I'm drilling holes for me to install the magnets. You just have to make sure the diameter is the right size compared to the magnets, and make sure it's not, you don't go too deep, because then you have to compensate with more glue, blah blah blah. Just make sure you do this like really well and build up so you don't also break the 3D print. You can see I'm doing here. And after you have the holes drilled out, you're gonna have the hot glue in, and you're gonna be putting your magnets in. When you do this step, make sure you know what polarity they're gonna be, and make sure you line it up properly. Because I'll be honest, I didn't, and then I had to come back in and re-glue it because I wasn't thinking straight. And I had to redo it for multiple magnets on both sides of the helmet.
Make a Batman mask. So I got it right here. It's honestly a little dusty since, you know, I made this mask in March and it's July now. But it's been hanging up in my garage and I work on stuff, so probably like 3 different cutting boards on here, so we're just gonna blow off all that sawdust. Real quick. Back plate. Good as new, just shirt shine it. Let's take off the glasses. Oh, also, do want to add, I added a little bit of EVA foam here to the top of the cowl. It's a little big for my head, but honestly, you can work around it. Slides on like that, and you just gotta put on the back plates. Wait for that to click, and then here we go. It's pretty shiny, to be honest, but I like how it turned out. It was really fun to wear this to the premiere with my friends. I had some old Batman masks that I let them wear. My one friend Anthony, he wore my old latex one I did for like a school project. Honestly, it was pretty fun. But there are some things I'd do differently next time. I was to make a whole head mask or just a Batman mask that's 3D printed. I would probably want to add elastic straps to the front of the cowl and the back plate, just so when I bent over it doesn't fall. I found that really irritating me a lot. Like if I was to bend over to grab popcorn, but I'm sure if you're at a convention or something, you obviously need full range of motion. You know, you can't just stiff twist this like you're Michael Keaton. But also, oh, you can barely see it. But I probably want to put eye makeup 2 on if I was to actually like wear this out to a con or something. Honestly, I'll also put like some kind of neck covering, because it looks weird if you're to wear like a t-shirt than this. Have some kind of thing to blend between your cape. But honestly, I'm really happy with how it came out. It looks really dope when I put it on my wall. Also, the way I just took it off, I can hear way better too. Like it kind of just encloses you, since it's like 3/4, not 3/4, like 3/8 of an inch thick of just plastic. So it kind of just gives you a little echo chamber. Honestly, it's been what, 4 years since I last posted a video, so it's kind of fun to get back into it, to start recording me, make builds. Obviously, I haven't stopped. It's been 4 years of just continually expanding what I do, but I don't know, it's kind of fun to record it and then kind of go back and edit it and see what I could have done better, how I could have done this process faster, and make this my build process better. But you know, I'm back now. There's gonna be more videos for me to come out. I'm so happy I was able to find this footage, because I had all my footage for like the past 4 products I had. I was just building it all up so I could release it all at once, so I could just edit it. But the thumb drive I was holding it on, it just stopped working on me. That was a really dumb idea. Now I got a hard drive that I'm keeping it all on, so I can keep all this footage on it. So obviously the Batman mask is coming first, but if I can try to get footage for my cutting boards or the Spider-Man suit, I'll try to release that. If not, I did make little short videos on like TikTok for my friends to see like my build process. So I'll probably just upload those on here, just so you can see like 1-2 minutes of the build process with some little copyrighted music behind it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and come back next week and I'll drop something else too.